Dwayne Wade a year ago averaged 30 points a game, led the NBA in scoring as he made it back from knee problems. Pau Gasol checking back in for the Clippers' Chris Kaman. Phillips stopped momentarily by James. It's a backcourt violation.
Now we're going to see if we start seeing some defense. It's been pretty easy come, easy go here for most of this game. 7 minutes to go, 2-point game. This is what you love to see. Now the competitive instincts of these players are going to start to come out.
2-point lead for the East. And Scott Foster with the call. The foul is on the East. So the ball back to the Western squad.
Ron was in that gray area. Should I shoot a jump shot or should I do a teardrop from that 8 to 10 foot area?
Foul on Howard. Randolph going right at Horford, and it will count. It's a goaltend.
Boy, Zach Randolph, he has that great turn and face and drag through move going to the left. Reggie, you said it. You got to get on that left hand. You got to force him to go right. Sweet, soft shooting touch, and you got to give Zach Randolph a lot of credit. Everything I've heard out of Memphis is what a great job he's done there, how good he's been in the locker room, and he's given that team a lot of hope possibly to make the playoffs.
Well, they made him a co-captain. Memphis is, as Howard gets inside, Memphis is 4th team in 4 seasons. The guy's bounced around, but seemingly has settled in after having difficulties in some of his earlier locations, but has played, as you say, very well.
That team's got talent, Marv. You look at that, that's a young team, a developing team. If they can keep all those young guys together.
It's a 2-point lead for the East. Shot clock running down to 3. Rondo kept it alive. Here's Rondo laying it up for Dwayne Wade.
That's what Rondo does. He loves to play from the side. Sometimes it makes Doc Rivers a little nuts defensively because he doesn't square his man up, but that guy leads the NBA in steals, and that's one of the reasons why.
Durant from way downtown. Wade is on it.
Oh, they got away with the travel right there.
You can hear the crowd as he made his move around Durant. And a foul. East getting very aggressive as Wade was going for the steal against Durant, so the foul is on Wade.
Well, Dwight Howard with a beautiful sweeping hook shot. That puts a smile on Patrick Ewing's face. Rondo with the steal, and Dwayne Wade. How many times have we seen this tonight? The East, 5-4.
While we have an opportunity, we'd like to welcome the men and women serving abroad and watching tonight's NBA All-Star Game on the American Forces Network. This is part of the huge crowd that is here tonight. Incidentally, tonight's game being broadcast to 215 countries in 44 different languages, including the American Forces Network, to military bases, ships at sea around the world. There is a major international flavor. And the East with a 128-124 lead on the West. Just under 5.5 remaining in this 4th quarter.
George Karl going back with Dirk, as well as his other top scorer, Carmelo Anthony.
Gasol working on Dwight Howard with help. You see Bosch coming over. Gasol draws the foul. It's on Howard.
That's a nice pump fake there by Pau Gasol to get Dwight Howard off his feet. Thought for sure he was going with that baseline fadeaway. Hesitated a little bit. Get the call.
So Howard picks up his second. Gasol to the line for the first time. We are in a most unusual broadcast location because the court is elevated, although I found it fine. I know Reggie was complaining earlier.
I just wanted to make sure
couldn't get his refreshments that they usually deliver here, but we're about what, 2.5 feet under?
Yes, we are. It's pretty good though. I mean, good eye level.
Yes.
Always remember, it's better to be 2.5 feet under than 6 feet under.
You know,
remember that.
Occur. Yes. That's a very, very good point. Just under 5 left in this fourth. LeBron James knocks it down.
It's going to be a fun finish here because you got LeBron James and Dwayne Wade look to be in the race for the MVP on the Eastern squad.
Here's Billups for 3. It's a 4-point lead for the East. Nice pass from James. It counts in the foul. What a beautiful pass. LeBron James somehow on the hop getting it inside.
I've always said that the best part of his game is his passing, Reggie. I mean, he gets so much accolades for scoring, but I think as a younger player, he was put in a position by Cleveland to have to score a ton of points for them to be competitive. But you put him on a game with on a team with a bunch of scores. You've already seen what he's done as he's taken over that point guard position without Mo Williams and Delonte West. I mean, he had a 15-assist game the other night. As I said before, he can beat you in so many ways.
Chris Bosh has come up big. 21 points, 10 rebounds. Those are both all-star highs. The steal by Wade. Took it out of the hands of Williams and hammers it down.
It's a 7th dunk.
The East pulling away. They're now up by 9. It's been the combination of Wade, James, and Bosh.
Could be looking at a dual MVP the way these two guys are playing.
I love it though. LeBron has stepped over to take the Carmelo Anthony.
Here's Bosh. Fouled by Williams, who cut him off from the angle. Let's go over to David Aldridge. David.
Well, Marv, you guys have been talking all night about possible trades and possible movement as we approach the deadline on Thursday as Amari Stoudemire comes back into the game. A lot of speculation that Amari Stoudemire would be going to the Cleveland Cavaliers in a package for J.J. Hickson and Zydrunas Ilgauskas. I can tell you that the Suns have made no decision about whether to trade Amari Stoudemire or not, much less trading him to Cleveland. It's one of several things that are possible, but no decision has been made. I can also tell you, you mentioned the Knicks before, Reggie. The talks with Tracy McGrady, which people thought were dead. McGrady, obviously, with Houston not playing until they can trade him. People thought those talks were dead or tabled. They are warming back up. I was told this afternoon there's a 50-50 chance they may be able to work out a deal to send Tracy McGrady to the Knicks. Marv?
Well, the one deal that was completed, the Mavericks getting Caron Butler, Brendan Haywood, and Deshaun Stevenson in the trade with Washington as the Mavs sent to the Wizards Josh Howard, Drew Gooden, his 8th team in 8 years. Here's LeBron, rebounded by Anthony. James Singleton and Quentin Ross also involved in that trade. Williams had it knocked away. Good play by Bosh.
I like that deal for Dallas. So they bring in Caron Butler, who's a real pro. He's tough. He'll give them some strength and size at that 2-guard, 3 position. And Brendan Haywood is going to give them good size, rebounding, and some shot blocking. You start playing against some of these teams in the West, you're going to need that kind of size. So I like this for Dallas as Carmelo Anthony dunks the ball. I'm sure there's not a lot of teams in the West, Denver and the Lakers, who like that trade, but I like it for Dallas.
Yeah, I was listening to Kobe's comments after he heard the trade had gone down. And normally he doesn't comment on other teams' trades, but he was like, that's a pretty nice pickup for Dallas, a team that they're going to be seeing and facing come playoff time.
Bosh to the fade, and it's put in by Howard. Basket will not count. Howard pushing off, so he's hit with the foul. 2:48 remaining in this fourth quarter. It's a late push for the MVP award by Dwayne Wade, who's come on strong in the second half.